let's talk about worldwide trends with champagne, because you know, I know there's a whole trend worldwide with wine in general. You know, there's the influence of the Chinese market, I think, in wine, and is that happening in champagne is one thing that I'd like you to perhaps tell our viewers. And the other thing I'd like you to touch on is are the younger people of today, you know, are they starting to embrace champagne?
I think, you know, just to come back to the previous question, you know, finally, you know, the War and Wine is a good title, you know, and the big trend today, you know, it's War and Wine. War and Wine, War of Wines. We are, it's a hyper-competitive market.
Yes.
Not only on champagne, but on every wines,
yes,
every appellations.
Yes.
And finally, finally, it's a good mention. But no, the trend of champagne, you know, it's I mean, champagne always stands for celebration.
Yes.
Always stands for being great wines. Very affordable, you know. I mean, with more or less, you know, a steady price, which I believe is good.
In fact, it's been steady for about 10 years, really, hasn't it? Champagne hasn't moved a lot.
No, no. It moves steadily, steadily, but very reasonably. And I think one of the key thing about the key factor of success for champagne is to have a wine of exceptional quality with still, let's say, affordable price.
Yeah.
It's a luxury wine, but affordable.
But not
luxury.
Out of the reach.
Not out of the reach, exactly. Yeah. We tend to love, it's the wine of love, yes, and we tend to love our friends, yeah, and to remain loyal to everyone.
Yeah. So China, are you in there?
China, yeah, of course we are in for many years.
Yeah. And are they drinking more champagne?
They are drinking more. Champagne, statistically speaking.
Yeah.
But still, the real Chinese person, you know, the real Chinese people, does not drink too much champagne. Does not understand. Does not understand very much sparkling wine and white wine. It's two things which are still quite.
Still a lot of learning to do there.
Yeah, a lot of learning, but also I will say more than learnings, you know, because fortunately or unfortunately, wine is not about learning and not all about learning and education. It's a question of palate. The champagne is maybe a bit too soft, a bit too light for their palates, you know. Today they are more used to something different, to spirits, to wine with tannins, and they are not. Champagne is not very well. It's not very well
adjusted to their palate.
Adjusted to their palate. You know,
yeah.
It will take time. You know, I don't know how long, but it will take time.
Yeah. Of course, once they embrace champagne, I mean, you know, it's going to present problems for the Champagne region, like it is probably now some very appealing problems for the first growth Bordeaux houses. But anyhow, that's something in the future. Just briefly, the youth, like young people like yourself. Now you're in Champagne, so you're brought up in Champagne, so naturally you love it and you enjoy it as part of your life. But what are the youth of today? Are they starting to you know, are you seeing a trend into Champagne? Are you seeing a next generation trend into Champagne? It's always
a good question, and I am 32 years old. I am not sure of anything. I mean, everything can happen, you know. But still, Champagne is have no 3 centuries of history, maybe more. We cross the generation with always more and more success, more and more recognition, more and more quality. So I am pretty much confident that the next generations, you know, will drink champagne. You know, we always the magic of champagne, the beauty of the champagne, you know, has to be able always to renew the tradition, to improve the tradition, and the traditional consumers as well, but also to find to find new ways, new consumers, you know.
Yes.
And Taittinger, it's all about that.
Yeah, and sort of in a perverse way, you know, the New World producers, New Zealand, Australia and others, who are producing very good method traditionals in their own right, are kind of also providing a springboard for the New World consumer to champagne, because there's an introduction to that, and quite naturally, inquisitively, they would gravitate towards champagne.
I think, you know, I'm not, you know, I am not, when it comes to diverse terroirs, diverse origins, and diverse method champenoise wine, you know, I am not a warrior. I respect first every sparkling wine wherever they come from, and I believe, you know, there is a place for everyone, everyone. You know, the champagne is like the crème de la crème of the bubbles.
Yes,
but we cannot produce only champagne in the world. We need everyone, and of course, you know, the New Zealand champagne is opening ways, you know, for New Zealand sparkling wines, and vice versa. You know, depends of the maturity of the market, depends of the size of the portfolio of the people.
That's right.
So, but I mean, you know. Wine, it's a very interactive world.
Yes.
Very interactive. Someone who come from someone who we will taste maybe in the airport one day, you know, for the first time a glass of red wine from Australia. We maybe fell in love with wine and improve himself by still continuing wine from Australia, but also switching time to time to New Zealand wine, to French wines, to. I mean,
it's just important to get them on the journey, isn't it? Really?
Exactly. Yes.